Hello Twin Flame friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Charlotte with Happy Twins 1111. You guys, 10,000 subscribers. I'm so overwhelmed. Thank you so much and welcome to all of those that are new to my channel, and big love and shout out to my regulars who've been with me from the beginning. I'm so very humbled to serve you. I've got a big giveaway for you today, but before I do that, I just want to say thank you to Kayla at Wicked Virgo. I've had so many treats this week. She has sent me the Heal Yourself cards and the Queering the Tarot, which is reading the tarot for the LBGT community. It's a book that supports you with that. So I look forward to getting some handy hints and tips from that. And Kayla says, surprise, thank you for all you do and your amazing selfless energy of always giving. Love from Wicked Virgo, Kayla. Oh, thank you so much, Kayla. You're an angel. We're using this oracle deck in our reading today. And if you want to check out Kayla's channel, Wicked Virgo, she does love readings and twin readings over there. You can find a link to her in the description box below. She's also on my featured channels. So, big giveaway, 10,000 subscribers celebration. If you hit the like button, the subscribe button, and you comment down below, you will be in with a chance of winning a one-to-one session with me, and you can choose from either past life regression or quantum healing meditation. Both of them are 2-hour sessions that normally retail at £155, and both of them are treatments that I use to heal. I still go every 3 months for those treatments, and I started them probably about 1.5 years ago, and they were the key to my healing, genuinely. I mean, I came out of there high as a kite every time. I'm feeling even better than before. So I'm very excited to share that with one lucky winner. If you'd like to find out more about that, you can check it out on my website, happysouls1111.com. And of course, I have still got the Instagram giveaway running. I'm giving away 2 places, and my twin tarot class, the tarot reading class that's running in January. You can enter that until the 11th of the 11th. So I'll be announcing the winner of both giveaways, this one today and the tarot one on Instagram, on my live stream on the 11th of 11th at 11 p.m. And in that live stream, I'll be demonstrating twin flame connection checks, mini clearings and twin energy healing. So come and join me for that. I will put a reminder on my community page. So if you hit the subscribe button, you'll get that update. Okay, so I've got a reading for you today, and we're looking at what is blocking your connection. This isn't just for twin flames. It can be any kind of connection, just whether romantic or a soul connection. But obviously I am a twin flame reader, and my readings are very centered on healing for the most part. And this one today is a healing reading. These aren't my most popular readings. I know you guys want to know what's happening in your connection, how your counterpart's feeling. So we are going to draw those questions into this reading today to give you some comfort. But the healing part is the most important part. It helps you move forward on your journey. So we're looking today, what is blocking your connection? What's blocking the flow of union energies between you and your counterpart? If you would like to skip straight to your pile, timestamps are in the box comments below. I'm just going to turn these around so you can see them, so you can choose your pile. Of course, you can choose more than one. And do go and check out also my other readings, because they are all timeless, and there may be a pile there that's calling to you in one of the older readings. There's a playlist for everything. I put everything into a playlist, so it's really easy to find what you're looking for. So we've got the Apparition Tarot with Amethyst. We've got the Vagabond Wild Tarot with Twin Quartz. We've got the Moonchild Tarot with Black Shimmer Moonstone. And we've got the Ostara Tarot with Mangano Calcite. So do go and check out which pile you want. Hit the timestamp and let's do this. Pile 1, Apparition Tarot. What is blocking your connection? We're going to get a ton of oracle cards out as well. Let me just make some room here. Push these back. I've got so much twin quartz now. All my friends keep buying them for me. If anyone sees a twin quartz, they buy it for me. And as you can see, I must have about 10 or 15. Right. Okay. Pile 1. What's blocking the flow of union energy in your connection? What do you need to know? What aren't you acknowledging that needs to be healed that's holding you back? Let's have a look-see. What is holding back and blocking your connection? Wow, we've got the 10 of Swords. That is the healing card, guys. We've got the 8 of Wands. We've got the Queen of Wands. We've got the 5 of Wands. We'll get clarifiers for those, and then we're going to pull some oracle cards as well. We've got the World. We've got Justice. Got the Hanged Man. Wow, lots of major arcana, and the Lovers. This is a big, big layout for you. Okay, we're going to pull some more in a minute so we can get some more information about your counterpart, but I want to pull some oracle cards off the bat. We've got Freya from the Divine Feminine Oracle deck, and from the deck Kayla bought me at Wicked Virgo. Thank you, Kayla. These are the Heal Yourself reading cards. We've got Courage. We've got Inner Child. Weirdly, both of these come up on the reading I'm doing for Instagram today. I haven't actually posted it yet, but both of those cards came up. These are Getting Into Your Vortex cards. That is actually not part of the deck. The Law of Attraction cards. So these can help you get some advice on how to move forward. Billions of us are living in perfect diversity. And the Universal Law of Attraction is managing your expansion. Okay, let's get some Power of Surrender cards also, and then we'll start reading. What do you need to surrender? What's blocking you? Surrender low self-esteem. Surrender to effortlessness. Surrender defensiveness. And surrender silence. Okay, part one. So if you have chosen this pile, you've got a lot going on. I mean, the Ten of Swords, even though it represents tremendous pain, it does show us that you're at the end of a majorly traumatic healing cycle. And this, this is good news for you. If you've been in a lot of pain, you've really been hurting, and we've got, this is clarified by the world, which is completion. You really are coming to a close of a really painful stage in your journey. I feel like as well with this Eight of Wands that you're rapidly accelerating through your healing, resolving your karma, bringing everything back into balance. So this is fairly positive. But in terms of what's blocking you, we've got a lot of conflict over here. I feel like with the Queen of Wands and the Hangman, you are moving into that surrender stage. You just need to... So we've got the Goddess of Discernment, and this is what I'm feeling. You need to start making decisions with your heart space, because your ego is pretty much, dissolved to a point where you're able to do that now, but you're not recognizing this ability within yourself. The Queen of Wands is beautiful energy. This is Pisces, Aries energy. We've also got Libra energy here, Gemini. But, Queen of Wands, she is the Queen of Fire, Queen of Spirit. And with this Hangman, this surrender card here in it, this is actually such a beautiful depiction of it, because you can see that this boat is this rainbow is red, yellow and orange. These are all the colours of the lower chakras, and the heart is cutting through it. I see this as the heart is cutting through this boat here. I'm going to bring it closer so you can see. This boat, which is green, the colour of the heart space, is anchoring itself on the other side of those triggers and that pain, and it's heading towards this castle in the sky, which is pink, the beautiful spiritual colour, and it has a foundation of green also, which is, of course, colour of the heart chakra and love. So, you are on your way. You've moved past this pain. You're closing out that cycle, and you really have begun to sail through this in a much more should we say graceful way. You're embracing your power, you're moving into that surrender stage. But in terms of what's blocking you, we have a lot of conflict here surrounding your connection to your counterpart. We've got the Five of Wands here, and you can see you've got all these people with their bow and arrows. It's a card of conflict. Now, this isn't extreme conflict, it's petty conflict. This is ego conflict. It's mind games and just silly game playing. Well, I'm blocking him because he's not done what I want him to do, or he took a week to reply, so I'm going to take 2 weeks. It's that kind of just silly game playing, not being yielding, not allowing yourself to be vulnerable. And, it's clarified by the Lovers, which very much confirms this is impacting your twin connection and the flow of union energy. So you're being asked to practice discernment now. Freya reminds you to spend your time wisely, and to say yes to your inner power. She's got her heart space here glowing with power. And to remember that your thoughts manifest your reality. So while you're existing in these silly, ego-based thoughts of, he's not done what I want and you're just being petty. You are, I apologise for not sugarcoating it. In fact, I don't apologise. I'm like this. If you've been to my channel before, if you're new to my channel, I apologise. But, it doesn't serve you to be playing these games right now. To surrender fully is to let go of all of that and accept what is. And when you accept what is, this means that you're not bothered by these things. If you're still bothered, you're not accepting what is. And this is the healing that you're still completing. And what's really interesting about this card is it's self-harm. Look at that. All those swords that are in this person's arm, there's no one there that's put them there. You've got blue and yellow, which is integrating truth. So you've been triggered very hard. And you've got all these shells which represent the depth of that divine feminine energy and emotion beneath here. But this is self-harm. You're actually harming yourself and the flow of your own healing and your connection by holding on to bitterness and resentment, and by, what I'm hearing is you're putting up barriers and not boundaries. Blocking your counterpart isn't going to get you where you want. And I know that we all need some respite sometimes, and we just feel like, can't cope with them right now. I do understand that. But it's running. And when you start running, you're creating an imbalance in the energies of your connection. Because the connection is not about what happens in a 3D. It's all about what's happening inside of you, inside your counterpart. And if the energies aren't balanced within you, then they're not going to be balanced in your connection. So it's really important that you stop whipping up this storm. If you imagine yourself as a cup of still water, you just want to be still. And it's the same, it's like the ocean. When the ocean's still, you can see to the bottom, you can see far and wide, and you can travel on that little boat anywhere you want without hindrance. When the waters are raging, you can't see where you're going, and it's scary and painful. So you're being asked to just go with the flow. Stop struggling against the water. If there are choppy waters, it's healing stuff, it's triggers, and you just need to stay still and go within. Practice discernment, start making decisions from your heart. She says, I spend my time wisely. So there's an indication here that you do need to dedicate more time to your peace and quiet and your healing. And I always say to people, if you're... When I ask people, if you've been meditating lately, I ask my clients, what kind of healing have you been doing? They say, I go for Reiki once a month, or I try and meditate once a week. That's not self-love. That's not self-healing. You have to heal yourself every day. You have to give yourself love every day. You wouldn't tell anybody else in your zone of awareness in your home, sorry, can't love you today, I'm too busy. You wouldn't do that to anyone else. You really need to make this time for yourself. You need to be brave. And there's definitely some inner child wounds that need to be addressed here. And I feel like that's what you need to be brave about. Where are these triggers from fear of loss, abandonment, rejection emanating from? Chances are you're going to dig them out in childhood. You must enter my giveaway, because regression is particularly good for healing inner child wounds, because it helps you remember and go back and see those experiences from an adult perspective. And it can be really surprising what comes up, stuff you'd forgotten about that you didn't realise was still having an impact. But of course, those inner child wounds create filters through which we are experiencing life. And until we dismantle them, until we disable them, we're going to continue feeling that inner child pain when we're triggered by circumstances in our 3D reality that remind us subconsciously of that pain. You're also being asked to surrender low self-esteem. You deserve success, love and abundance. Set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. That's really important. And this is where the law of attraction comes in, because we've got these two cards. One is about diversity. So I'm feeling that for some of you, this may be feeling like you don't fit in, that you stick out like a sore thumb, that you don't fit in. And this could also be a childhood wound that has stayed with you for a long time, that you just feel like you're different. But it's beautiful to be different. You don't need to be a sheep, okay? You're not a sheep, you're a lion. You don't need to follow the herd. It's okay and safe to be you. You're beautiful as you are. And it says here, the diversity of your planet is of tremendous value and benefit, because from variety springs all new ideas and expansion. Without diversity, there would be complacency and endedness. You are billions of people living the perfect diversity, just as you knew you would, constantly asking for improvement and thereby setting up for the next generation that improved life experience. If you understood that and no longer clamoured for the one right way to live, things would go better for you sooner. So this isn't just about diversity and accepting our own differences, whether they be physical, cultural, you know, whether it's that you like things that are different to anyone else. I mean, some people are really embarrassed to be into all this psychic and spiritual stuff, and I remember feeling that. It was like coming out of the closet doing this work when I eventually told everyone. They're like, twin flame, what? You know, people think you're crazy. And now I don't care. You just brush that stuff off, yeah? Other people's opinions have no consequence to you or to me. The universal law of attraction is managing my expansion. The law of attraction is the universal manager of all vibration, which expands to everything that exists through the universe. And so at the same time, the law of attraction is responding to the vibrational content of your physical thoughts. It also is responding to the vibrational content of your inner being. And this is what I was talking about being still. So long as you reside in this very confrontational, petty, bitter energy, this is what you are creating within the energy of your connection, and it doesn't serve you. You need to surrender to effortlessness, stop pushing so hard. And I mean, we've been talking about going with the flow, and it actually says here the art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force the river. And this is reminding me of what one of my students, Mary, described. She nearly drowned once, and you can find Mary, by the way, on my Instagram. She offers tarot readings over there. It's Rainbow Bridge Ascension. You can find her on my followers and following list in Insta. But it says, go with the flow in the river instead. And Mary nearly drowned when she was, I think, whitewater rafting or something. And she heard a voice, probably a spiritual guide. She wasn't open to that at the time, but that said to her, stop struggling. And so she stopped struggling, and of course she began to flow and move with the water, and she didn't hit a single rock, and she arrived safe back on land. What should have been a really dangerous and potentially, very damaging incident, she sailed through because she didn't struggle against the current of the water. That would have sucked her under. She would have drowned. She just gave into it. She surrendered to that effortlessness. And this is what the surrender stage is. When you step into that and say, I don't actually have to make anything happen. I just have to be still and feel good. That's it. That's my only job. It's really lovely. Surrender defensiveness. And of course, this comes back to this confrontation. It is a sign of weakness. You need to learn to communicate in a more empowered way, to be still and to hear your counterpart. They might have had a very valid reason for, whatever it was they did to piss you off. It might be they didn't respond in time, they went silent, all of those things. But you need to offer, it says here, a clear, non-defensive response. Work from the perspective of heartfelt resolution rather than confrontation and, I'm going to be angry with you about this because you deserve it, That's not love. That's conditional love. Surrender to silence. So again, you need to create more time for your healing and meditation. In quiet meditation or contemplation, let go and enter the stillness within you. Silence can heal and replenish you. So you just need to give yourself more time, part one. More time. But let's find out, just see what else is happening in the flow of your connection that you're not aware of that needs to be resolved. What's happening in your connection? So we've got Judgment in reverse. We've got the Moon. We've got the Four of Swords in reverse. So Judgment in reverse, your soul is calling you. I feel literally like you are on the cusp of a powerful spiritual awakening. And you may feel like you're woken already. Believe me, if you were awake already, you wouldn't be behaving like this. Awakening literally wakes you up to the truth, which is that love is inside of you. Not everyone has this powerful, boom, I'm awake experience. But when you do, you will know. It's not something that's mistakable. Now, of course, you could have that awakening and cycle backwards because you don't dedicate time to loving yourself and nurturing this inner knowing that you've developed through spiritual awakening. Spiritual awakening can also be a slow process for some. So I feel like you're either not embracing or allowing that spiritual flow, or you've woken up already and you've actually cycled backwards because you've not been giving yourself that time and love and your vibration has dropped. But with the Moon, and this is such an interesting card for the Moon, you need to trust your intuition also. There's like all these different doors of possibility here. And I feel like you may be struggling to make decisions for yourself with this Freya, the goddess of discernment, reminding us that if you spend your time wisely and surrender to silence, you can tap into your intuition and you'll know which path to take. It's that simple. But the Four of Swords, again, reminds us that you're not giving that time to meditation. You know, that is the card of deep thinking and rest, and you're not allowing yourself that space. So let's see what's going on with your counterpart as well that is also presenting a problem. What's happening with your person? The Nine of Wands. I mean, they've not given up. The Page of Swords. The Six of Wands. I'm going to get one more. And the Nine of Pentacles. So we've got two nines there. You know, they've just been very self-focused, but they haven't given up on you. Now, I do feel like their communication could have been quite immature and egoic, and I'm asking you to remember that they are not yet healed and you need to lead by example. But they're very focused on their own abundance and stability right now. So some of them, and this one's coming up over the confrontation, may have genuinely been very, very much wrapped up in work and, you know, bringing things back into balance and stability so that they can be available to you from a much more balanced and secure place. The Six of Wands, you know, this is a lovely card in this deck. You've got all the chakra colours here as being shown as two hands together, representing some kind of victorious unity. So I do feel like your counterpart, you know, they may have reverted to this very childish kind of egoic communication, but they obviously care about you very deeply. And, you know, they want this situation to be resolved. They want to come towards you. So let's see what guidance you have for dealing with them specifically. How do you need to communicate and handle that situation with them? That's death. That's an ending. It means transformation. Of course, we're in Scorpio season. And this is the card of Scorpio. We've got the Five of Pentacles, which is all about rejection. But this card presents a really beautiful image. So death, what can you do? I mean, you just need to let go. You need to transform the energy of this situation right now. So death reduces to number 4, which is the number of balance, harmony and stability. Your counterpart is trying to do this within themselves, and you need to do as well, but you also need to change your approach. You also need to release fear of rejection. In this card, this woman is literally up to her neck in water. She looks like she's drowning, and given all the water references in this pile, you know, just allow yourself to go with the flow. Stop fearing the worst possible outcome. In fact, this comes up over Moon, which can also represent fear. We've got the Seven of Cups also, which is allow yourself to daydream and imagine and visualize what you want. This is what's, you know, remember that the law of attraction is managing your expansion, and the divine plan is flowing in perfect timing. You just need to indulge in thinking about how you want things to be rather than being focused on how they are not. Okay, so I really hope that helps part 1. If you would like a private reading with me, you can book via my website at happysouls1111.com. There is a link in the description box below. You can also find a link to all the decks I use down there. And do check me out on Instagram. Remember to come and join the tarot class giveaway. That will be announced on the 11th of the 11th. And to win my past life regression or quantum healing giveaway, just subscribe, like and comment on this video and you will automatically be entered. And I will pull the winners at my live stream on the 11th. So watch this space for updates so you get the times and everything. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time. Okay, let's put these back. Pile 2, the Vagabond Wild Tarot with twin quartz. What is blocking the flow of union energy in your connection? What's happening with you, part 2? What do you need to heal? What aren't you aware of that's holding you back? Let's have a look-see. They're not the easiest cards to shuffle, these ones. They're really slippy, slidey, but they're so beautiful. I do love them. I love the sexy, shiny edges as well. Okay, part 2. What's blocking you? What's blocking your connection? Let's have a look. We've got the Three of Wands, Three of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles. We are going to look at your counterpart as well and what's going on in their energy. I'm going to keep both of those as they flew out. the Two of Pentacles, and the King of Wands. Just going to pull clarifiers to these. What is blocking you and the flow of union energy? Clarifying, we've got the sun, sorry, the star in reverse. We've got the Nine of Wands in reverse. We've got the Queen of Wands. We've got the Six of Pentacles and the Chariot. This is very interesting. So let's get some oracle cards out as well for you guys. Oh, guess we'll keep both of those. We've got Diana and Freya. Freya also came out for part 1. She's stalking my readings at the moment. I'm going to get some more oracle cards. I'm going to use the Inner Healings cards, Heal Yourself cards, sorry, from Wicked Virgo. Go and check out her channel. There's a link in the description below. Thank you for these, Kayla. Home and Soulmate. I'm going to get some Power of Surrender cards as well. We are going to pull some more tarot cards to look more closely into your connection. So stay tuned. Right, surrender to your soul's path. Surrender negative thinking. Surrender the drama. And surrender your attachment to results. Powerful messages. I'm going to get a couple of these Law of Attraction cards as well, because thought creates our reality. So, you know, quite often what you're thinking is part of the problem. I mean, you've got surrender to negative thinking. So this is obviously relevant to you, part 2. Sorry, that wasn't actually a card. It was like an instruction card. A belief is only a thought. I keep thinking. There we go. And I have control over the vibration I offer. Yes, you do. Okay, part 2, what's blocking you? I feel very strongly that there's a karmic in your situation, and it could be that it's of both of you. I'm feeling very strongly it's for both of you. For some of you, it may just be one of you, but I feel like what's coming through is that there's both counterparts here have a karmic partner, or they're in another relationship. There's problems at home. So neither of you are able to actually make a decision. We've got one of you's feeling just very hopeless about this and feels very stuck. The other just feels like they need to give up also. So there's definitely a lot of negative thinking that's blocking the flow of the energy between you right now, because it just seems impossible, is what I'm feeling. I feel like you know what you need to do to heal, but you don't actually take action. It's like you have this awareness and you deem yourself to be a very spiritual person. You may even practice tarot readings and other stuff, but you're not concentrating on loving yourself and self-healing, because we've got the Knight of Pentacles here clarified by the Queen of Wands, and the Knight of Pentacles thinks about it, he plans it, he's all about the strategies, but he doesn't actually take action. He's really slow moving. He's not actually really diligent and kind of, you know, taking action. Of course, the more more time you dedicate to self-healing and self-love, the more quickly you're going to accelerate through this journey. There is a need to bring things into balance within yourself and within the connections. We've got the Two of Pentacles here, and the Six of Pentacles indicates, you know, an imbalance in a relationship, an imbalance in a love situation. And I feel like with this Two of Pentacles here, you're trying to put boundaries in place. It's like you're very much, you know, focused on boundaries, but I'm hearing that they may be too firm, and that it's for you guys that you probably need to be more supportive of a platonic relationship at this time, whilst you two are both otherwise engaged with someone else, or even if just one of you is. You need to be more receptive and understanding to the idea that it's not possible to take action within the connection right now. Right now, you can only be responsible for yourself in your own part of the journey. The surrender to your attachments to results. I do think you're very focused and driven when it comes to your counterpart. We've got the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands showing up here. So, you know, these are definitely counterparts. And I feel like you're too focused on driving that journey forward with that person, and you're forgetting, you know, that you need to be up here as well. That I feel like you actually dedicate more time to trying to heal and help them than you do yourself. So there's a lot of work for you to do here, pile 2. Well, I mean, not a lot of work. You can move through it quickly, but you do need to take action. And it does say here that, you know, you've got to surrender to your soul's path. Your life journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment. And, you know, this is about surrendering to what is and trusting that if these 2 relationships are still ongoing, it's because they need to be. There's unresolved karma through which you're both learning. And that learning is going to help expand your soul. Just because it's not what you want right now doesn't mean it's not what you need. So there's a real need to you know, not just bring yourself into balance as far as this unequal give and take is concerned, because I understand that we need to have healthy boundaries, but your real focus needs to be on bringing yourself into balance and concentrating on your own healing and ascension. There could be problems at home for some of you. And I feel like the reason this third party situation may actually be so difficult is because you're perhaps with a soulmate, or one or both of you isn't a soulmate connection. So it might not necessarily be a karmic connection. You know, a lot of twin flames refer to their counterpart's partner. It's always the karmic. But that's not always the case. You know, it's not always a toxic connection. Sometimes it's very safe and secure and loving. And that makes this kind of connection in a twin flame with much more challenging. But there's definitely some link here between home and soulmate. I'm feeling for some of you, this actually means that your person knows you are soulmates. And, you know, with this being the number 5, that could be potentially difficult for them to absorb and to accept. But there's definitely a need to spend your time more wisely. I'm hearing at home, and you need to have a bit of a clear out and clear the home up, because that's going to help you be more still and balanced. Now, Diana, Queen of the Wilderness, reminds us the language of the natural world is a frequency of love. That's your mother tongue. And she's asking you to spend more time outside. And this surrender to your soul's path also asks you to spend time in nature. You've got quite a lot of earth cards here, so you may be an earth sign or your counterpart, lots of earth and fire in this reading. But I feel very strongly that you need to get grounded, and you really need to commit to your spiritual ascension and your self-healing. Your negative thinking is obviously a problem. You've got control over your thoughts. When negative thoughts surface, say thank you for sharing and quickly refocus on positive affirmations. If this is a problem for you, I have got a video called Twin Flame Healing. It's an instructional video through meditation. You can find it in my Twin Flame Healing playlist. That explains how we overcome negative thinking and trauma. So do watch that. Surrender the drama. And it says here, no matter how emotionally charged the situation, remain calm and don't contribute. Staying centered will help resolve the issues more quickly. And again, you know, there's a lot of fire in this reading. You might be prone to kind of quite explosive emotional outbursts, or, you know, quite a fiery temper, but it doesn't serve you. You need to let that go. And again, you need to surrender your attachment to the results. Yeah, you shouldn't be focused on the goal of being with your twin. The only result you should be focused on is being in union with yourself. And, you know, that's a goal you can get attached to. But also you need to give yourself time. So this also reminds us what, you know, the negative thinking one says. You have control of everything that rendezvous within you. When you get control of the vibration that you offer, and you get control of the vibration that you offer when you care about how you feel. So you've got to pay attention to that voice inside your head. Because one of you is very pessimistic. Both of you feel like giving up right now. And that conversation you're having with yourself, that negative conversation, is not serving you. You know, you've got to keep the faith. And part of that is controlling your thoughts. And again, it says here, a belief is only a thought. A belief is only a thought you keep thinking. A belief is only a thought you continue to think. A belief is only your habit of thought. It's only a practice thought. Belief is only a thought that you think a lot. So if a belief is only a thought that you keep thinking, and you keep thinking a thought that is in opposition to what you want, then the reason you don't get what you want is because you keep thinking a thought that's in opposition to what you want. So that summarizes this whole reading so beautifully. You're both so pessimistic right now. You're feeling like giving up. You're telling yourselves, this is never going to work. There's no hope here. And that's actually not only reinforcing that negative belief that you have within you, but you're also creating resistance to what you want, which is to come together. So for you, there's a big focus here on your thoughts and of bringing them back into alignment with your desires. Okay, so what is happening in the connection that's blocking you? What are you both bringing to the table that's blocking things? We've got the moon. This is fear and illusion. We've got the 2 of swords in reverse, an inability to make a decision. The 10 of swords in reverse. There's still healing that needs to be done. So it's not, and the hermit, yeah, so there's still a lot of inner work that needs to be done. And this is why both of you are probably struggling to release yourself from these other relationships, because it doesn't serve you to do so right now. There's more work that needs to be done. And I feel like you both need to release yourself from those relationships anyway before anything can happen between you of a serious or committed nature. But there's a fear of stepping in the dark here. There's a fear of trusting your instincts. There's a fear of having faith in self. And you're very indecisive about how to move forward. And there is healing still to be done for both of you, this is. So what do we need to know about your counterpart and how you can communicate effectively or work through this with them? What's the guidance for that at the moment? We've got the 8 of Wands in reverse. We've got the 6 of Wands. We've got the 8 of Pentacles. And we've got the 5 of Wands. I'm going to get one more. The King of Pentacles. So what I'm feeling here is there's probably not going to be a lot of communication between you. There's not going to be any rapid change in your connection. This is a time to focus on your own victory, your healing victory. It's a time to work on yourself. And you do also need to let go of petty conflict. This came up for pile 1. You need to resolve conflict between you. And you need to approach communication from a much more balanced and grounded way. It's a Taurus energy we've got here. But it's a king. You know, this is very controlled energy. So I feel like you definitely need to bring yourself back into balance. Bring your desires and your thoughts into balance so that they're aligned. And you need to work on yourself. And whatever petty dramas, arguments, you know, have been rearing their ugly heads between you, you need to let that go. And that doesn't mean you have to have a conversation with them about it, because I'm feeling very strongly that communication is probably not a good idea for you two now. So if you're not communicating, you've been wondering about whether to reach out, I would say don't. Now is the time to be focused on yourself and trust that you're going to be victorious. You really are. Victory is, you know, it's within reach. You just need to reach for it and believe that you can have it, rather than you know, getting pessimistic. And believing that you can have it isn't being attached to results. Believing that you can have it is saying, you know, when it's the right time, it will happen. And until then, it's okay, I accept what is. So there's a big difference. But I really hope that helped you, pile 2. Please do hit the like and subscribe button. Let me know in the comments below if you found that helpful. And head over to Instagram. Make sure you join my giveaway over there. Can't wait to spoil you guys. You've been so good to me. So pleased that there's so many of you here. Of course, if you want to book a private reading with me, you can find me at happysouls1111.com, where you can book online. Okay. Enjoying these today. Let's do this. Pile 3. Pile 3 with the Moonchild Tarot. What is blocking your connection and the flow of union energies between you and your counterparts? What do you need to know that's holding everything up? What are you not acknowledging or not aware of that needs to be resolved? We've got the Tower in reverse. We've got the 4 of Wands. We've got the Page of Cups. We've got the 8 of Wands. We've got the 4 of Cups in reverse. We've got the 6 of Cups. We've got Judgment. Oh, this is beautiful. And we've got the Queen of Swords in reverse. You guys, this is a powerful reading. I mean, I'm going to pull some oracle cards as well, but I feel like the only thing blocking your connection is your unawareness that union is about to happen and you're just not letting it flow. Honestly, I feel this really strongly with these cards that are coming up. Okay, let's get Divine Feminine Oracle card for you. We have Sarala Kali, Queen of the Outsiders. I have arrived. I am where I always be in love. That is beautiful and very affirming for what I just said to you. You're at the Union Gate is what I'm hearing. This 1111 portal is opened and it's like you're standing there waiting to go in and you're just like, it's like you've got blindfold on, you can't see. Yes, self-sabotage. Wow. I love it when it works like this. And patience. I love it when all the cards align and it all makes perfect sense. I mean, that's just magical. Okay, what do you need to surrender? Surrender to prayer. You've not been meditating, have you? Surrender to setting limits. Surrender to the magic of who you are. Surrender stubbornness. And I'm going to get some of these law of attraction cards as well. I feel like they're very relevant in these readings. We are going to look at what's going on in your connection too. I'm going to pull more tarot cards, but these are all for you and your healing. Feeling negative emotions means I'm launching requests. A belief is only a thought I keep thinking. Okay, pile 3. Pardon me. I mean, you are literally at the Union Gate. You really are. This portal has opened up to receive you. And you're not quite ready because you're stubborn, you're impatient, you're self-sabotaging. Yeah? This is what I'm hearing really strongly. Right now, you are your own worst enemy, but I'm hearing that you're not seeing that at all. I'm really glad you found your way to this reading. Arthur's saying that this is really going to help. It's going to help you to see things with a much wider and healthier perspective, because there's some kind of tower moment that needs to happen which you've been putting off. You don't want to face it. And this could be leaving another partner, leaving a job, moving away, or perhaps just sacrificing something which is hard to let go. And you're afraid of doing that. You're afraid of being on your own. You're afraid of the new dynamic that change, that sacrifice is going to create. But if only you can let it go. We've got the 4 of Wands here, clarified by the 6 of Cups. This is a soul reunion. It's a twin soul reunion. This is an 11-11 reunion. For some of you, this may be a same-sex reading, because in this 4 of Wands, you've got 2 women. See the 11-11 on the side? So you've got to be bold. You've got to let go that which doesn't serve you. And you've got to understand that you're actually already there. Like Sarah Lakali says, you've arrived. You're where you're always going to be, which is in love. You've always existed in love, and now you're returning to love. You're returning to that understanding and that awareness of that love. You're being asked, I mean, this is the Page of Cups, and I love it in this deck. She's walking towards this portal, which also looks like a number 11. You see that? She's trusting the light of the moon. She's trusting her instincts, and she is walking forward. Even though, this being a page, she doesn't really know what's on the other side. She hasn't got that mature understanding yet. This is clarified by awakening, judgment, which also shows these portals. There's a lot of portals in these cards. Even the Tower, you know, is a portal. The 6 of Cups. There's these gateways, and the 8 of Wands here. You're being, and look at this one. Look at this 8 of Wands. You see that portal? 11-11 either side of it. Yeah? She's been beckoned through. So you're being pulled through, and I feel like you don't quite feel ready. But this awakening could be really overwhelming to you. And this is why it's clarified down here with surrender to the magic of who you are. We all have magic in us. Even in the mundane aspects of life, remember that you are a magical being with a uniqueness and worth that comes from just being you. So you may have found this whole awakening in spirituality really challenging, really hard to accept that this is who you are. And I feel that's what you're not letting go of. It's in part, for some of you, this won't actually be something literal. It's possibly ego. And And, you know, quite a lot of people do feel strongly that their ego protects them. You know, anger and all those, you know, defensive qualities. And with this Eight of Wands here, this rapid acceleration forward, it's clarified again by the Queen of Swords in reverse, which is very bitter, cold, resentful energy and surrender stubbornness. And it says here, if you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. This will help you communicate more lovingly with others and yourself. And the Eight of Wands is about communication also, but it's rapid, accelerated growth, communication and change. And there's massive resistance from you for this at the moment. You're waking up and I feel like you're struggling to come to terms with that. This is self-sabotage. There's a lot of impatience. Pardon me. You're being asked to surrender to prayer. You know, this is surrender to spirit. Give yourself over completely to prayer. When you pray from the heart, you'll be heard throughout the universe and answers and support will arrive. And this is what they're reminding you with your beliefs and your thoughts, your negative thinking. Feeling negative emotions means that you're launching requests. What you think, you create. So if you're sat there thinking, you know, being stubborn, being rigid, being bitter, resentful, you're not letting go of whatever it is you need to let go of for your own highest good. You're cutting off your nose to spite your face because you're actually creating a result you don't want with your own anger and frustration. And if you keep thinking this, it's just reinforcing that belief. So there's a lot you need to let go of here. You need to let that ego collapse and crumble. You don't need it. We've also got surrendering to setting limits. It's healthy to set boundaries in relationships and to practice expressing no. But I feel like perhaps you've been too stubborn and too impatient and you've set boundaries which are too firm, is what I'm hearing. So you've got to be aware of the difference between boundaries and barriers. But the whole energy of this reading and the self-sabotage card came up to, you know, clarify that. And there's a big cycle of change happening for you, which you're resisting. And I don't think you're resisting on purpose. I just think you genuinely don't see. So I really hope this reading will help. Now, what's going on in your connection that's also blocking it? This is obviously your energy, but let's look at the combined energy between you and your counterpart. We've got the Five of Pentacles in reverse, the Knight of Wands in reverse, the Eight of Cups in reverse, and the Knight of Swords in reverse. So you just feel rejected and left out in the cold, is what I'm hearing, and you can't let go of that bitterness. I feel like your person isn't communicating or coming forward. Beg your pardon. They're not communicating or coming forward, and rather than going on your own in a journey and embracing your own spirituality, you've just resided in this bitterness and pain. But you're being pushed through this union portal. Now, it may be that you're coming into union with yourself and not your twin. You know, the union portal isn't going to magically bring everybody into union, but it is a powerful portal of change. And you're being asked to step through it. It's open for you. You know, these are very powerful energies, but you need to release this idea that you've been rejected. I don't think you've been rejected at all. I think this person's just not ready to come forward. They need to do their healing. In fact, let's see what's blocking them from coming forward to a union. Pardon me. So we've got the Hermit in reverse. And again, in this deck, they're being called through a portal, okay? They're also resisting that same change. A Six of Swords, which is, you know, you're both moving through this transition. The Three of Cups may indicate that there's a third party situation. And we've got the Lovers in reverse. They're not ready to make a decision and come forward. So I do think your counterpart may have a third party situation. That won't be for all of you. But if it's not that, for some of you, it could be that they're not ready for commitment or to be serious, that they're in, you know, they're engaging in very distracting behaviours. They've not found themselves either, and they're not ready to commit to something serious. It's not about you. Don't take it personally. It's not a rejection. Everything happens for a divine reason, and you're being guided towards your own inner healing, which you're resisting. So let's see what you need to do moving forward in this connection. What's the guidance for you moving forward? Release self-limiting and negative beliefs. Page of Pentacles. Wow. Wow. So the guidance for you with 8 of Swords in reverse is literally to release limiting negative beliefs. This is what's come up here. You've got to wrestle back control of your thoughts and be mindful of how those thoughts are creating a reality you don't want. With the Page of Pentacles in reverse, now is not the time to make offers, to come forward with messages, to communicate. Your counterpart's not ready for that. That's not what needs to happen. You need to turn this love upright for yourself. Remember, this is that line of spiritual awakening. And you need to fill your own cup and step into your Empress energy, which is surrender. You know, surrender to union with self is what I'm hearing very strongly for you, Pile 3. That's not to say there's not going to be some kind of union with your partner and your counterpart, but right now you're really missing the ticket and you're self-sabotaging. So I really hope this helps. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, obviously you can do that through my website, happysouls1111.com. I do all of my readings live and face-to-face because I love to meet you guys. And it also really helps me understand your energy much, much better. So hopefully I'll see you there. Do pop over to Instagram and join my giveaway over there. I'm giving away places on my tarot class, which starts in January. And of course, if you comment, subscribe and like on this one, on this video right here, you will be entered into my giveaway in which you can win a one-to-one session in either regression or quantum healing meditation with me. So good luck. Pile 4. We've got the Ostara Tarot for you. I've just pulled the video. Let me check here. Everything's still nice and easy to see. Okay, so what's happening that's blocking your connection and flow to union, Pile 4? What do you need to know about what's happening in your connection? What are you not aware of that's impacting it in ways that, you know, you don't desire? I'm going to keep those. We're going to look at your counterpart as well. That's the King of Wands, the 6 of Pentacles, the 2 of Cups, the Knight of Wands in reverse, and 3 of Cups in reverse. Let's get some clarifiers for these. The 4 of Swords in reverse. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. The Ace of Swords in reverse. The High Priestess. 2 came out there. The 4 of Cups in reverse and Judgment. I'm going to keep that extra one. I'm going to get some oracle cards out as well. I find it really helpful to just bring everything together in a reading. We will pull some more tarot cards as well. We're going to have a look at how is your counterpart blocking this and what you need to know to move forward. I only meant to get 1, but we've got 3. Zhu Zhuanjing, the mystic of peace. Shekinah, the princess of the presence of the divine feminine. And Parvati, goddess of devotions. That's really powerful. I only meant to get 3, but since they all fell out, we'll keep them. What do you need to surrender? Surrender to success. Surrender to spirit. Surrender to comparisons with other people. And surrender to inner peace. We're going to get a couple of these from Kayla. Also, she sent me these, the Heal Yourself reading cards. Thank you, Kayla. There's a link to her channel in the description box below. She's a fabulous reader if you want to check her out. It's the Wicked Virgo. We've got Pride and Hole in the Soul. And I'm going to get also some Law of Attraction cards because these can really help see what's out of sync with your thoughts. I have control of the vibration I offer. Making peace with my today will improve my future. Okay, Pile 4. What's blocking the flow of union energy in your connection? Honestly, I do think a lot of this is your divine masculine. I believe he's waking up and he's finding this very traumatic. He's finding it very difficult. sorry, if you're a divine masculine watching, this could of course be your counterpart, but the king is a masculine energy. It can apply to females also. You may also be a same-sex connection, but the masculine counterpart I'm feeling in this connection is not fully embracing spirit. They're not allowing themselves enough time to acknowledge it. And of course you've got surrender to spirit and inner peace down here as well. It's reminding you that this is what needs to happen. So this could be for both of you. It could be just for the masculine energy, but there's a real need here to slow down and acknowledge spirit, acknowledge what is happening. For those of you that are DFs, it could be about bringing your masculine energy into balance also. And there is an imbalance here. There's an imbalance in between you and in your connection, because both of you have very unrealistic expectations, I feel, about what it means to give and take equally. And perhaps your views on what a relationship should look like are not at this moment compatible because you are out of balance internally. And that wheel hasn't turned. There's some healing that you both need to do within you to acknowledge that and bring that back into balance. It's what I'm hearing. I feel like one of you is not acknowledging the truth of this connection. They feel very vulnerable. They feel very suspicious, perhaps even paranoid about it. They're not trusting. Yeah, I feel really strongly that there's some truth that has not yet been revealed or acknowledged or understood. And there's a lot of spiritual cards coming up in this reading that for me, it's because neither of you, probably neither of you, it could just be one of you, but I'm feeling strongly that it's neither of you has really started connecting this journey with the heart space. And you may sound that as a contradiction because you probably love your counterpart very much. But when I say connecting it with the heart space, before we are healed and existing in union with self, we make all of our decisions through our ego rather than the heart. And this is what I'm seeing is happening here. And I feel like there's not been a lot of communication or contact between you. It may have been definitely more on the astral plane, but the 3D stuff may have tailed off somewhat. And I feel like there's been some kind of rejection with one or the other with the physical aspects of the relationship. That one of you said, no, I'm not doing this anymore. Either you're all in or I'm not doing this anymore. And I'm getting that's because of a third party situation, that it just felt too uncomfortable and not right. And that person couldn't sit with those feelings of knowing that there was cheating happening, or that both of you were kind of behaving from a place of no integrity, or that's how it felt. And I think this is one of the reasons why you're perhaps struggling to face spirit, because you feel judged. But both of you are being woken up and triggered to awaken. I feel this very, very strongly. There's a lot of pride. There's a lot of healing to be done with this hole in the soul card. And I feel like you're not ready for a union with one another, because I don't think either of you is in union with self. So this 1111 portal is going to be really powerful in shining a light on, how it can feel to love self, which, believe me, is way bigger than the love your twin can give you. And that's why moving into union with self is the ultimate in healing in this journey, because once you have that love for yourself, you don't need it from your twin. You recognise that they can't give you a love bigger than that which you already have. And we've got the Shekinah with divine feminine presence that reminds us that at the centre of everything there is light, and that you are light. And I feel like this is a truth that you need to integrate. We've also got the mystic of peace. I am peace. When my mind is clear, the way is clear. So again, we surrender to spirit, and in a peace down here, this really connects in. And Parvati is reminding us, the goddess of devotion, that I am a love that doesn't leave. When I commit to love, my soul evolves, and that is the love inside of you. I am a love that doesn't leave. You will never, ever fear abandonment, loss and rejection again when you connect with the love inside of you. And this is what Parvati, the goddess of devotion, is reminding you. She's reminding you that when you commit to loving yourself, your soul evolves. And you've got to surrender to success as well. There's a lot of negative thinking for you surrounding your 3D reality, stability and abundance. You're ready to experience abundance. You don't need to keep looking back into the past. You just need to allow this portal of awareness to open up for you and surrender to spirit. It says, once you've done everything you can, turn the situation over to the divine and let spirit work its magic for you. And of course, with this inner peace, cultivating inner peace on a daily basis, in quiet meditative moments, focus on the stillness within you and enjoy this inner refuge. Others will feel your good vibes too. Your connection will feel this vibe too. And your life will flow more easily. And this is so true. Healing requires daily practice. Cultivate inner peace on a daily basis. Love yourself daily. If you lived with your twin, you'd love them daily. Why can't you make that time for you? 10 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the evening. There's no excuse not to give yourself that love. If you're making excuses for not loving yourself, what excuses would you make for not loving your twin or some other person that you lived with, children or loved ones? You don't. If you share a home with someone, let alone a body, you would give them time each day to say, hi, how you doing? Reassure them, listen to them, show them love. You have to give that to yourself. And you've got to remember that you do have control over the vibration you offer into this connection. You've got to make peace with it. Make peace, surrender to peace, and you're going to improve your future. You really need to pull yourself back into a place of calm. I feel like you've been there before, but this time it's going to deepen because you're understanding now, I am love. I'm a love that doesn't leave. That is such a beautiful card. So what energies in your connection are blocking things? Because obviously it's not all on you. And I feel like your counterpart is also struggling with very similar issues. I feel like you both mirror each other a lot. Wow, yeah, the Emperor. So it is divine masculine energy. And we've got the King. The King of Cups also. So we've got Aries and Scorpio energy. Wow, so we've got all the kings out. King of Pentacles in reverse. So we've got King of Wands. Did we have another king? No, so we've got 3 kings out. So there's a lot of masculine energy here. And I feel like if you're the divine feminine watching, you need to bring your own feminine energy back into balance. What's blocking your connection? So, I feel like your counterpart, the energies between your counterpart is trying to stay in control. We've got the King of Cups here, that's Scorpionic energy. Obviously, we are in Scorpio season. So, and you've got Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy here also. There's a lot of earth and fire, though, in this particular reading. Lots of earth and fire. In terms of what's blocking you within the connection, there's definitely an imbalance of masculine energy. I feel like your masculine counterpart is not grounded in their work stuff and that they need, they don't feel worthy. There's tremendous worthiness issues. And there's also a need for you both to be honest. I feel like this is where this truth about the love between you hasn't been spoken. Neither of you knows how the other really feels. And it's very difficult to move forward when you haven't got that kind of clarity. But the King of Cups, that Scorpio energy, of course, is very restrained when it comes to emotions. So I feel like neither party is actually coming forward and sharing how they feel with honesty and sincerity. They're keeping it all contained. They're keeping it all secret. They're both trying to stay in control. And of course, that's because they're existing through that ego self rather than the spiritual self. If you're divine feminine watching this, you have to remember that you've got to let go of your ego first. That's what paves the way for your masculine to do it. You pass the baton. So what can you do to move forward for the highest good of your connection? What's the guidance for you? So we've got Strength in reverse. We've got the Two of Pentacles. We've got Death, more Scorpio energy. So we've got Leo energy, Scorpio energy, and the Queen of Swords in reverse. So, wow, okay. You really need to be strong and bring yourself back into balance. And again, you need to remember that strength isn't assertiveness and control. Strength is in having an open, loving and compassionate heart and feeling brave, courageous and safe in doing so. Strength is about saying, I can allow my heart to be vulnerable because I know that it can withstand pain and suffering, because I know how to love myself now, because I am the love that doesn't leave. And you really need to focus on bringing that truth into balance. Again, we've got Scorpio here. We are in Scorpio season, so very intensely transformative energies. You need to allow this transformation. Okay, you really need to allow that ego death and to step into spirit. And you need to release bitterness and resentment and anger and all of those, egoic qualities. I'm going to take these because they fell out. All of those egoic qualities, you need to learn to surrender and learn to heal. as well. We've got the Hangman in reverse there and the Three of Swords in reverse. So you might be fairly new to this journey if you've picked this pile, and you know you're in the right place. This is about union with self, and the 1111 portal is moving us all towards that. But allow this transformation. Face your own demons, face your own ego, and embrace spirit. I really hope that helped pile 4. If you would like to book a private reading with me, you can do that via my website at happysouls1111.com. Do head over to Instagram to join my giveaway over there. I'm giving away a place on my tarot classes. And you can also like, subscribe and comment to this video to be in for a chance of winning a one-to-one past life regression or quantum healing session with me. Again, if you'd like to know more about those, you can find that information on my website. And come over and join us at the Facebook group as well. We love to have new friends over there. It's such a supportive environment. If you're new to this journey, we're here to help. So lots of love, and I'll see you guys later. I'm doing all the signs today, so look forward to that.